Hello, everybody online. I just finished welcoming everyone in the room. Welcome to our new moon ritual for February. I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day yesterday. I celebrated with my husband and my kids and my friends, and it was a beautiful day. So I hope yours was too. We were your Valentines too. So if you didn't have another Valentine, I also think of my cat as my Valentine. And I always have thought of my animals. I always get my animals gifts for Valentine's Day. It's really weird. If you don't, and that just sounds so weird to you, just don't be judgy, because I love my animals as much as I love my people. In fact, sometimes I love my animals more than I love my people. So anyway, happy Valentine's Day to you and all of your Valentines. My cat is my soulmate in every way. He's my arm. Do you really? Yeah, you totally do. No, he's just a man cat. He's a soulmate, and he just, he provides for my emotional well-being.
I so get you.
Welcome to my dysfunctional world. Oh, I love it. Rana's like, me too with my turtle. You know what? Your animals get you. And I truly believe that our animals find us. I have no doubt about it. I have rescued, and I've never bought an animal. I've always had animals just sort of show up, and they're usually really funky. Like there's usually something wrong with them, or, ostensibly, right? Like they're missing something, or they've just been on the streets for a long time. My Smudgy, who's my man cat now, Smudgy, our Smudgerman. I call him Smudge because he's great. He looks like smoke. But he's also my cat, so I thought it was appropriate. But he actually was rescued from a cactus. He was actually stuck to the cactus, and then so they pulled him off and then pulled all the cactus, the little spurs out of him. And the reason I adopted him, even though he chose me quickly, so I didn't really have a choice, but the reason I said yes to him is they said every time they pulled one of the cactus spurs out of him, he purred louder. It was like he was just so happy and thankful to be like away from that. So I think I was his new moon intention a long time ago. He's got a pretty nice life. I know. You know what? You're a special kind of person if you can purr and be needing. You know how cats do that. Did you know that when they need you, they're actually transmitting light codes? Did you know that? And cats intuitively know how to need you and where to need you in order to push light codes into your energetic field. And so I've actually taught this to clients, and they've actually diagnosed things by noticing where their cats are repeatedly needing them. And then it turns out there's a health issue there. So if your cats are consistently needing you in one place, I've always told people pay attention to that, because they're transferring light codes. They're trying to heal or shift something in your field. Cats are particularly adept at that. So their little needing is very sweet, but it's also a really clear sign to you that they're healing you. Anyway, I was a cat in a past life, so I have a lot of kinship. I can do all that too. Okay, so anyway, welcome to New Moon. I don't know why we're talking about cats, but I talk about. You know why? Do you know why we're talking about cats? Because we are all closet cat ladies. I don't care. You can say that you're not, but I think we're all either out of the closet or closeted animal ladies and men. I think we all have our animals, and we don't tell people how much we talk to them and how we're in full relationships with them. But anyway. Okay, so tonight's really special. I was meditating this morning. I actually did a complete full journey this morning. I wasn't intending to, but I flew far away. And here was the upshot of my journey today, because it was a journey about tonight's meditation. Tonight is a new moon in Aquarius, and I want to talk to you about what that means. So a lot of people, Aquarius people, are here to change the status quo. Yeah, they're not satisfied with the way things are, and so they're here to create change. And so I kept focusing on change as the theme for tonight. But what came to me in meditation, it was so clear this morning, is this sentence. Are you ready? Because it's meant for you. The sentence was, do you believe, it's a question, do you believe that from your tiny corner of the world, because all of our corners of the world are really small, do you believe that from your tiny corner of this world that you can change the entire planet?
Yes.
But do you really believe it? Okay. You need to believe it. Okay. And this new moon is about you understanding and activating what you can change about our entire universe from where you sit right now. Do you really believe that from where you are, you can change the world? I'll tell you, a lot of people don't believe that. And a lot of people feel like victims, like everything's happening to them. And the reality is events like what just occurred in Florida can certainly make us feel that way, can't they? They can make us feel like we are subject to what happens to us, that we're not able to control or create the circumstances that affect our lives. But the reality is we can change the world from our small pocket, our small corner. And it begins simply with an intention. I've been talking to a lot of different people in my life in the last couple of weeks, people with a lot of experience, healers who have been working with people for decades. And everybody's been saying the same thing. So I'm going to say it to you tonight. Never forget how important your intention is. Every day you wake up, you should have an intention for today. Every morning when you wake up, what is your intention for this day? You're never going to have this day again. This day's almost over and you'll never have it again. So what's your intention for this day? For right now, for this ritual, what is your intention for this ritual tonight? You're never going to have a new moon in Aquarius, February 2018 again. This is it. And so what are you doing with tonight's energy? I have you for the next 45 minutes. What will you do with this intention that you set tonight? And if you could change the world from where you sit right now, if you could change the world, what change would you make? If it could just be one shift that you alone could affect, what would it be? Would you want there to be deeper compassion? Would you want there to be greater equality? Would you want there to be more kindness and tenderness? Would you want there to be less violence? Would you want there to be more collaboration? In other words, if you could just change one thing for all of us, what would it be? And I'd really like you to think about that right now. And so before we begin, I'd like for you to close your eyes. You can bring your hands to a prayer position or just leave them at your sides. I'm going to bring mine into a prayer position. And Great Spirit, we come before you as a community tonight. We come before you to share in the grief and the sorrow that our brothers and sisters are feeling tonight in Florida as a result of the shootings that transpired there this week. There is no way to understand why such events happen. It's like trying to put a puzzle together that has 1,000 pieces and you have 6 pieces. Do you know what I'm saying? How do you put a 1,000-piece puzzle together when you have 6 pieces? You can't. And so you do your best to try and understand what the whole looks like, even though you're only holding a part. That's what grief is. Grief is only having a part of the puzzle and yet trying to understand what the whole puzzle looks like. And we can't. And so we can hold each other. We can be together. And the number one thing that light workers can do, and I want you to remember this, every time there is a tragedy in your life, every time there's a crisis in your life, I want you to come back to this moment and remember what we can do together is raise the vibration. And we say that all the time, and I think people start to take it for granted. Raise the vibe, raise the vibe, raise the vibe. What does that actually mean? Violence is an extremely low frequency. It's one of the lowest frequencies there is. Hatred, violence, jealousy, resentment, anger. These are very low vibration emotions. And when they are manifest in the world, the vibration is even lower. And so what we have to do tonight, from my perspective, is we have to set an intention for healing on our planet, that those who are here to create violence will not take the rest of us with them. We have to set that universal intention tonight. Those who are here to create violence, we set the intention that they are only allowed to harm themselves if that is their intention. And we ask that all other beings on this planet are protected. Can we call in that intention right now? Let all beings on this planet be safe. Safe from harm, safe from evil, safe from violence. And we ask, Great Spirit, that you contain the energy of those who would do harm to others. We ask that you contain them. And we ask that those who are here to bring their light to this planet, to heal, to ascend, to grow, to evolve, we ask that you keep them safe as they do their work in the world. Great Spirit, I call upon you tonight to wrap your arms around those parents. I'm a mother. I come to you as a mother tonight, Great Spirit, and I ask, I don't even know how to ask, that you just love those families tonight. Help them to sleep and rest. Help them to appreciate and see the beauty in the lives of those children. sending gratitude for their lives, for their gifts, for their beauty, and receiving that appreciation and beauty back. Sending peace and comfort and the ability to rest during what are fathomable circumstances, and receiving that energy in return. And so we're back. We have continued to pray. And so I hope you have stayed in that airspace. I left you when I was talking about what we can do as light workers. And of course, the thing cuts off. Thank you, technologies. And so we concluded our prayer. What the part I didn't say while I was live with you is that one of the things I always think about is during tragic moments like this, you know, those parents, those brothers, those sisters. I don't know what it's doing. I hope you guys can still see me. I could feel you raising the energy, Colin. So thank you now for just being there and holding the space while we were down for a minute. But I'm going to continue talking even though I can't see myself. What I wanted to say is, you know, for those who are affected, every day they wake up, it's like reliving a nightmare. And so the greatest gift I think we can send them is that every day they wake up, they find a new place of compassion. They find a new place of healing. They find a new deeper path into understanding and peace and finding joy and laughter again in their lives. I wish that for them every morning, that they will wake up now. And may those lives have been lived well, and may we remember them always. Amen, aho, and so it is. So it is. So let us be thankful for all that we have tonight. So this is a new moon in Aquarius, and I want to speak to you a little bit about this new moon. You ready? I was preparing for tonight this morning, and I ended up journeying. And the message in my journey was a question to you, to ask you tonight. So here's the question. And I want you to close your eyes as you really integrate the question and think about the question. I've already asked it in person, so I'm asking you now online. Do you really believe that you can change the entire planet from where you are? I'm repeating the question in case I already asked it again because we cut out for so long. Do you really believe that from where you are, you can change the planet? And I think tonight, with this example of violence in our peripheral vision, I think the time is really right to ask that question. Do you believe that you can make this planet a more compassionate, safer, more joyful place to be because you're here? Do you really believe that? Because what I will tell you right now is I really believe it. I believe that I can make the planet a better place from where I am. And I've believed it my whole life. I have a venue to do that now. I didn't always. There was a time where I had no reason to believe that I could change the planet at all, except that I felt in my heart it was part of the reason I was here. And I think you're here to change the planet too. And you know how it begins, right? You heal others by healing yourself. You change the planet by changing yourself. So tonight, by this new moon in Aquarius, I want you to commit to saying yes, to agreeing to change the world from where you sit right now. And I want you to think tonight about one change in the world that you can make from where you are. I shared on Facebook this week that I'm mentoring fifth graders around mindful friendship. That's one of the gifts I feel like I can give this world, are nicer kids. Because guess what? Kids are jerks, kind of, right? Like, show me a really nice 11-year-old who's nice all the time, and I'll give you $5 because I don't really know that there are a lot of those. They're nice some of the time, but they're hormonal, right? So I feel like if I can get junior high kids to be nice to each other, that's like a huge change in the world. May not sound like much to you, but that's one way I can show up and make this planet a more beautiful place to be. I think by taking better care of our elderly, which is another huge mission for me in this life. I feel like we have the wisest people around us and we don't treat them with respect or care or kindness. And so that's another place where we can make a huge shift in the consciousness on our planet. And most of all, you know, violence comes from people feeling misunderstood and not seen. And it begins when they're children. So we really need to make sure that people know they're loved. And, you know, we have to, people grow up and they do what they've learned. When people are violent, it's because that's what they've seen. And so every child should be your child. Doesn't matter whether you're their mother or their aunt or their mentor or whatever. Every child is your child, because the reality is any child that grows up feeling unloved can grow up to act out in a way that could harm someone you love. And so take responsibility now. Try to develop a tidal wave of love on this planet so that we have fewer hurt people. Does that make sense? So tonight, I want you to think about one way you can change your life today and be an example, because that's what New Moon in Aquarius is all about. You can change your life. And then I want you to think about what your example could mean to everybody else. Maybe it's your crazy family. You want to start there? Right? Maybe it's your crazy family. I have one too, by the way. Don't think you're alone. You don't own crazy. I got a whole market share of it. Okay. So maybe you start with your crazy family and you express compassion and kindness and tolerance, and you be the stable, generous, gentle one. Like you be that. That's changing the world, because the people in your family are going to see that example and want to embody it too. And that's how you create a tectonic shift that really changes the entire planet for the better. So start with your own crazy. You don't even have to go find somebody else's crazy to make a difference in the world. Okay. I'm going to read to you really briefly, and then we'll begin our own ritual tonight. So I want you to roll your shoulders back, take a nice deep breath. We're going to smudge it out. We're going to shake it off and smudge it out. Every person on this planet matters. Every life on this planet matters. Because every life on this planet has the potential to impact your life. You understand that, right? We're in this web together. You are not a stranger to me. You are my brother, you're my sister, and your life matters. And so I need to express kindness and compassion to you in every moment, no matter how you show up to me. Yeah? We're talking about real deal stuff tonight, you guys, because our planet is in some chaos right now. And if the light workers aren't going to address it, who will? Let's roll your shoulders back. Soften into the moment. Do you believe you can change the world? When the moon is dark in Aquarius, she really does believe she can change the world, because she believes she is the butterfly, newly liberated in her own physical form and open to the possibility that every thought, every action, every vibration she generates holds the capacity to awaken some new layer of previously unexplored human consciousness. When the moon is in Aquarius and she's dark, she trusts that her own desire for freedom is in fact some expanded iteration of a collective desire to be free. We want to be free from limits and judgment. We want to be free from constraints and old models of outdated awareness. We want to be free from what mom thought, and we want to be free from what dad did. We want to be free from what our friends think is okay or acceptable or approved. Have we not yet, my brothers and sisters, learned that the rules fail us? Rules were designed to keep us safe, and yet we are less safe now than we have ever been. And while I cannot guarantee your safety, says this new moon in Aquarius, I also do not seek to guarantee your safety. I seek to guarantee your freedom. And in doing so, I seek to unshackle you from old paradigms of discontent and fear. If you make changes and choices in your life from a place of fear, you will move in the direction of safety. But safety is not always beautiful, and safety is rarely free. If you make changes and choices in your life from a place of trust, you will move in the direction of truth. And truth is always beautiful, and truth is always free. Here's my question for you tonight. Are you ready? Big question. You ready? Do you wish to be safe or true?
True.
Woo! Tonight, I ask that you align with truth. And I ask that you let all else fall from your vision and from your care. For the rest will unfold with ease and grace if you do. And together we say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. Kind of my favorite new moon. Gotta say. Okay, so here are the intentions that will be well supported by tonight's new moon in Aquarius. You ready? And just kind of close your eyes. You can hear better when you close your eyes. This is actually legit brain, neural information. If you shut one of your senses off, all the other ones get sharper. You know that, right? So if you really want to learn something, I used to teach my students this. Close your eyes. Even though I'm lecturing to you, close your eyes because you'll hear me better. New intentions that are be supported tonight. Feeding the world. Nurturing differences. Creating innovation. Fostering individuation, meaning you separate from your structures of support and security. Yeah. Remembering that we belong together, especially in our own uniqueness, freeing ourselves and others from conditions and definitions that define us, living with more emotional objectivity, being able to feel what others feel, contributing personally to our planet's evolution and ascension. And so those are the intentions that will be well supported by tonight. So here are the themes for tonight. We're resetting tonight, we're renewing, and we're restoring. We are coming upon spring. We have just a few weeks left of winter. Bye, winter.
Bye.
All done. Goodbye.
Peace out.
Peace out. Been nice knowing you. Really ready for spring. We have a partial solar eclipse. I'm just going to give you a little bit more because this is important for you to know. We have a partial solar eclipse. And that solar eclipse is impacting the moon's south node. And the only thing you need to know about that is the south node in your chart and the moon's own south node reflects old karmic patterns. And in fact, in your own chart, if you look up your south node, people in sabbatical know this because I taught you all this. So don't tell me you forgot because I'll be really disappointed. But in your own chart, the south node represents what you were here to do last time. I'm south node Cancer. So last time it was all about motherhood and, you know, taking care of the planet, taking care of everybody else. Your north node is what you're here to do now. I'm north node Capricorn, which is achievement, climbing the mountain, right? Public success. And so every time I fall into the trap of focusing too much on motherhood, I have to pull myself out and anchor myself back in achievement. Does that make sense? Whatever your south node is, and I recommend you go home and look it up, that's what you have to pull yourself out of because you're not here to do that now. That was last time, but you know about last lives, right? Like some part of you still thinks you're here to do that stuff. So find out what your south node is. It's going to tell you what you need to stop doing. Find out what your north node is. It's going to tell you what you're here to do this time. And so your old patterns are in your south node. So what is happening with this eclipse in the south node of the moon? It's reminding all of us, stop doing the old stuff. You're not here for that anymore. If you're in these old patterns, like for me, taking care of everybody, I'm not here to take care of everybody anymore. That's a comfort zone for me. You know what I mean? So I default to, what can I do for you? How can I make you more comfortable? How can I, right? And you pour yourself out. And I'm here in this lifetime not to do that. And so I have to constantly catch myself. And so with this eclipse, it's going to be bringing up all your old stuff. Have you been feeling it?
Yes.
Even old patterns in relationships where maybe you don't stand in your power, or you let people take advantage of you, or you pour yourself out and there's nothing left of you, right? It's time to stop. I mean, I'm really saying this in a strong way tonight. This last eclipse today, is about you saying, it's all done now. I'm not going to keep reliving these old patterns. Otherwise, I'm not going to get the work done in this lifetime, and I'm going to have to come back. Does that make sense? Come on now. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I feel like I fully preached for the last 10 minutes. Thank you. That's worthy of kombucha. Okay. So we are finishing a cycle. Tonight, a beautiful intention for you would be release the old patterns, release the old choices, release the old belief systems, release the old blueprints, and all of the shoulds. What are your shoulds? I should. No, we're not doing shoulds now. We're not even doing coulds. Okay. So you are here. So tonight the moon is struggling with her south node, which is in Aquarius. Her north node then is in Leo. which means what she's here to do now is what? What does Leo do?
Love. Wow.
What doesn't Leo do? Okay. She's here to show up, right? She's here to like do the thing. You're here to do the thing. You're not here to talk about the thing. You're not here to think about the thing. You're not here to get somebody else to do the thing. You're here to do the thing. Is this helping you? Because you got to set your intention now.
Yeah.
Okay. So the moon is trying to free herself from past life karma tonight, and she invites you to do the same. So I'm going to light my candle. Tonight's theme is liberation. What do you want to be liberated from? We are all stuck in each other's ideas of what we think is right. I'm stuck in yours and you're stuck in mine. And I really want to liberate you from that. And I want you to liberate me from that too. And I'm talking about the collective right now. I want you to free yourself from what's a mother supposed to do? What's a wife supposed to do? What's a husband supposed to do? What's a parent, supposed to do? What's a brother supposed to do? What's a sister supposed to do? What's an employee supposed to do? What's a boss supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Do you really know? Half of us make up stuff as we go along, do we not? Like we fake it till we make it, right? Even as a mother, like, do you have a manual for that? I didn't get the manual. So I'm trying to figure it out.
Wing it to win it.
You wing it to win it. Tonight, I would love if you could identify one old pattern or system in your life that really isn't supporting you anymore. Like maybe what's a woman supposed to do, or what she's supposed to look like, or what she's supposed to talk like, or how she's supposed to behave, or how she's supposed to relate, or what she's supposed to do in a relationship. And what if you make up all your own models now, and you stop asking for permission, and you stop waiting for other people to affirm you? What if you can affirm yourself tonight? Like, what would that really mean for you? You look scared. Are you scared? You look like, it's like, really? Can I do this? Yes, you can really, really do this tonight. Okay. Okay. So tonight we're working with our liberation candle, our liberation perfume, which has fur in it, among other notes. Fur is empowerment. Ooh is right. It's like a little orgasm in a bottle, that one right there. Woo. Okay, fir, ginger, clary sage, which brings clarity about how. Clary sage is the how essential oil. Clary sage is a teacher, so it comes through. If you're not sure how to do something, always put clary sage in a blend, because it gives direction to the work that you're doing. The stones we're working with, this is bronzite. And I want to recommend a simple ritual for you. It's one of my favorite rituals of all time. It's especially good if you're releasing a relationship tonight, but even if you're just releasing an old pattern tonight, okay? What you do is you take your bronzite. If you're really attached to this piece, find a different piece, because you're going to bury it. I want you to work with it in this ritual tonight. I want you to imagine putting every ounce of energy of whatever you're releasing tonight, old patterns, guilt over stuff that happened to you 20 years ago, whatever it is you really have to let go of tonight, I want you to send the entire energy of it into your bronzite stone. And then what I want you to do tomorrow, and you have to do it tomorrow, ideally before noon, is bury this piece. And I recommend you bury it either to the west or the north of your property. Okay. And that is because the west is the direction of release. The west is the direction of water. So it comes and it takes everything away from you that you can no longer hold. So west is always good, but the north can anchor it too, because the north is the ancestors, spirit guides. They can take it too. You don't want to bury this in the east, because that's new beginnings. Do you know what I mean? So it's like letting something go and then giving it permission to start all over again. You don't want to do that. Okay. But that's one of the most beautiful, simple rituals that would continue the work we're about to do right now and take it all the way through and allow you to have a concrete sense of letting something go. And I'll tell you, when you bury a stone, open the earth with your hand and close the earth with your hand. No shovel, no utensils. The whole thing has to be done with your hand. Okay. And a lot of times there are even rituals that take it so far as opening the earth clockwise and then closing the earth counterclockwise. Do you know what I mean? So you can open the earth this way and close the earth this way. You can take it to an incredible level, or you can make it really easy, which is my preferred way. Magic is about your intention. It's not about whether you open the earth in the right direction or whether you blew your candle out. Magic is about your intention. Okay. I love it. Denise is like, I live in an apartment in Wisconsin. Girl, You are going to bury this thing. You're probably buried under snow in Wisconsin right now. We are going to help you bury this. Whether you have to lift up the carpet in a western corner of your room and stick it under the carpet, we are going to help you bury this thing. Julie's like, I'm in Canada. Everything's frozen. I'm just telling you, where there's a will, there's a way. This Leo will fly up there right now and find a place to stick it for you. For you. Yes. Yes. It's exciting. Pamela said, can I bury it in a potted plant? Bury it in a potted plant. That's exactly right.
There you go.
You just have to bury it.
Okay, where?
Anywhere you can.
West, north.
Yeah, west or north, but anywhere. West or north, just not east. South's okay too. No east. Okay. Potted plants works. Give it to your shepherd if you have a German shepherd. I used to give my stones to her because she would just go bury it, and I didn't know where she put it, but I trusted she did a really good job. You can. If you have a source of water near you that's easily accessible, take it to the water and throw, and let water take it. Yeah. I used to live near San Francisco Bay, and I would release stones to the water up there all the time. So that's another beautiful option for you. Okay. So roll your shoulders back. We know what we're doing. We have our tools. There are other crystals in the set too, but the bronzite's the star of the show. So that's the one I'm going to be working with tonight for my own releasing. And we give thanks for what we are about to let go of, especially the shoulds. If you find yourself saying should, it's a no-go. Anything you should do, you probably don't want to do it, or you would have done it already. That's right. Norma's like, we have the Pacific right here. If you live in Los Angeles, you have no excuses. We could throw it from here and probably hit the water. Okay. Alternative stones to bronzite. Obsidian is really good for releasing too. There's really nothing better than bronzite and Apache tear obsidian for this. I don't have a lot of other alternatives. Those are the two stones that really respond well to receiving and holding and being buried for the purposes of releasing. So those are the two. You can do this with a flower. If you'd prefer, or a leaf. Anything organic is beautiful to give back to the earth. And so if you'd prefer to just write it on a leaf, or write it on a beautiful flower petal and bury that, I think that's a beautiful ritual too, always to the north or to the west. Okay. Yes, and please also, thank you for that, Starless. Says we also need to release the could'ves. I could have done that, but you didn't, so who cares? And now we're going to let it go. That's 10 years of therapy right there, isn't it? But you didn't. Okay. And that's okay. It's good that you didn't. You weren't supposed to. Okay. And so we call to the guardians of the East for a new beginning tonight. We call to the guardians of the South for courage. We call to the guardians of the West. We're going to release all kinds of good stuff to you tonight. We call to the guardians of the North to anchor us, keep us safe as we connect together across space and time. And so tonight, Great Spirit, God, Goddess, Source, the One, we sit before you. We give thanks tonight for our ability to connect together. We send love and healing to that siren and its source. We send love and healing to all of those in Florida who are grieving. We send love and healing to all of those who are hurting and grieving around our world tonight. It's not just Florida. There's so much pain and heartache around the world right now, so much confusion and fear. How are we to create a new pattern, a new way of being from a place of fear? We can't, and that's why we're here tonight. Tonight, we're going to create from a place of confidence and freedom. Tonight, we're releasing all of those old patterns, everything everyone has told us about what we should have been or should have done. Why couldn't we? Why didn't we? We didn't and we couldn't because it wasn't right. You have done everything you needed to do. There's nothing to fix. There's nothing to change. There's only you waiting to be liberated. And what would freedom look like for you tonight? Would it be freedom from thoughts that are troubling you? Would it be freedom from sadness or anxiety? Would it be freedom from lack? Would it be freedom from a relationship that isn't a source of support and nourishment for you? Maybe it would be freedom from how you experience that relationship. You can change your whole relationship just by showing up different. Don't wait for that other person to change. You've been waiting a long time. But if you show up different, they're going to have to show up different to meet you. And did you know that you are obligated, spiritually obligated, to live your life from your highest level of awareness? You accrue karmic debt when you don't. You are spiritually obligated to live your life from your highest level of conscious awareness. You better start vibrating from right there. And I promise you, if you do that, everyone around you will show up to you differently. They have to. They can't keep doing the same thing if you're different. If you're not willing to hold it, if you're not willing to be codependent with it, if you're not willing to hold it and receive it, they're not going to be able to bring it to you anymore. And they'll either come closer or move away from you. And that's all in divine alignment. Are you ready? And so I want you first to set an intention tonight that is personal. What freedom are you declaring tonight? You can say it to yourself. You can write it down. You can draw a picture of it. And I want you to be very clear tonight. What freedom are you gifting yourself tonight? I hope it's freedom from the mean things that you say to yourself and the way that you judge yourself. I hope it's freedom from rushing all the time. I hope it's freedom from thoughts about what you should have done in the past that you didn't do. I hope it's freedom from thinking you're responsible for all of the actions of everyone around you all the time, as if it's all on your shoulders. Everyone has agency. You're only responsible for you. I hope it's freedom to see your own beauty and really appreciate it. I hope it's freedom to close your eyes at night and feel complete peace. That you're right where you need to be and everything's happening just as it's supposed to, and you don't have to work so hard to make it happen. What if you didn't have to work so hard to make it happen? What are you making happen anyway with all your working hard? That's an old paradigm. You know, this is post-industrialist rhetoric, right? That we have to work hard to make it happen. That's not energy. Energy doesn't work hard. Energy just is. Can we let that go tonight? We're not working hard to make it happen. It's happening through us. And we actually get in our own way and screw it up when we try too hard, don't we? Where's your freedom tonight? How will you find it? Spirit guides, we call upon you to make the path clear to freedom. And help us not just experience it, but help us vibrate it. Help us to look free, act free, feel free. Roll your shoulders back. What would it feel not to carry that load of stuff around anymore? Like, it's not yours. Let it go. Sit it down. You could end up losing 15, 20 pounds just by not carrying this stuff around anymore. Let it go. Woof. Shake it off. Sometimes you got to physically move. Shake it off. Roll your shoulders back. Put the bags down. That bag you're carrying around for your children. That bag you're carrying around for your mother. That bag you're carrying around for your partner. That bag you're carrying around for your... No. Bye. Done. Sitting it down. I love that. Hunter says, my freedom to stop putting myself last. Norma says, to speak my mind and not fear criticism. Aho. Beautiful. So good. Cut the cord. Set it down. Let it be. And then my favorite statement is I am, because whatever follows the words I am is really a creation. So are you ready? I am free.
I am free.
I claim freedom.
I claim freedom.
I am free. I am free. And every time, because it all creeps back, right? Like tonight it's all free and beautiful. I'm free. I claim freedom. And then tomorrow you're like, well, maybe I'm not so free, right? The next day it's like, well, no. As soon as those thoughts creep back, write it on your mirror in lipstick. I am free and I claim freedom. And I'm free from all forms of bondage. Mental, spiritual, emotional, physical. Shed, 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 shed. And I will tell you, a lot of you, we talk about weight a lot because empaths hold weight because weight is a physical manifestation of other people's BS. Okay. And no, it really is. It's everybody's BS and it's sitting right here, right around your, no, it's really true. We're all, girl, I lost 30 pounds in the last 18 months and I was carrying everybody's bullshit. So if you are really ready to lose weight, it's not about carbs. It's about bullshit. I mean, I'm sorry, it's really true. Stop carrying other people's water. They don't even know you're carrying it. You're not even doing them a favor. They're not saying thank you for those 30 pounds or 60 pounds that you're carrying of their BS. They're not thankful for that because they're not even asking you to carry it. And if it's not weight, it may be disease. It may be illness, right? Like you think thyroid stuff has nothing to do with throat chakra? Come on, right? You have thyroid problems. You have a throat chakra problem. And there's a whole bunch of truth sitting right here that you don't know how to express. Okay, so we're free from thyroid problems tonight because we're free from throat chakra problems because we're going to speak our truth.
Yes.
Right? You think IBS? What do you think IBS is? It's your lack of power. Your intestine sits right behind your power center. You think that your digestive problems aren't your inability to own your own power in your life. Come on. Like this is the wake-up call, right? You think your fertility issues, you think those aren't rooted somewhere in issues around sex and sexuality that could be really rooted in your childhood? Come on. Right? You think that root chakra issue that you have, maybe you're carrying your weight down too low or you've got sciatic nerve problems, you think that isn't about not feeling safe when you were a child? Come on. Right? So these are the wake-up calls, and that's what tonight's about. Tonight is you have to claim a new beginning, but you have to figure out where the trauma is living in order to liberate it. Does that make sense? All the way up. I mean, up your central nervous system. Your spine is your sushumna. That's the central energetic column of your body that houses all of your chakras. You have spinal problems and arthritis, and you think that's not an energy issue? Come on. So all the way through, right? Okay. So, and now I want you to, you've owned your individual intention, right? So now let's own the planetary intention. What is the planetary intention for freedom tonight? What does that look like? Could we set an intention tonight that all beings should be free? Right? Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, right? It's one of the most beautiful Sanskrit mantras, and it means, may all beings be happy and free, and may I contribute in some small way to their freedom. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Look it up. Listen to it. Diva Pramal has a beautiful version of it. I'll post it on the event page for you later. Sing it, right? Sing it out loud. Sing it loud wherever you are. I don't care if you have a crappy voice or not. May all beings be free, and may each of us contribute in some small way to their freedom and their happiness, right? May all beings be free and happy, and may you contribute in some small way to their freedom and happiness. Aho. Okay. So together, my brothers and sisters and I tonight claim our freedom. So let's say it again. I am free.
I am free.
I claim freedom.
I claim freedom.
And on behalf of our planet, and on behalf of everyone who has been affected by what happened in Florida this week, and everyone everywhere who is suffering, on your behalf, we claim freedom. We claim freedom for our planet. We claim freedom.
We claim freedom.
We are free.
We are free.
From all models, all examples, all teachings, all experiences that have limited us, so that we can create a new paradigm for what it means to be alive. You ready? Okay, Great Spirit, God, Goddess. I'm going to use my new wand tonight because it just feels really right. Woo! So together in your company and with the beautiful energy that we have raised, together we clear years, decades, millennia of old patterns, old beliefs that no longer serve us. We clear them for our planet. We clear them for each other. We clear them for ourselves. And in their wake, in their place, we open ourselves to new patterns, new paradigms, new examples, new experiences, new emotions, new feelings, new ways of living and enjoying each other's company, new ways of loving each other and interacting with each other that allow all of us to be free and to enjoy our freedom together. May we all be liberated in greater service to our united path and to our individual soul paths. And together we say, Amen. Amen. And so it is. So it is. It is done. It is done. It is done. Okay. It's a badass wand, but it's a badass intention too. So you kind of have to match the quality of the wand to the intention. Okay. I want you to take whatever stone you're going to be burying. If you don't have bronzite or obsidian, use quartz, because quartz can be programmed to act as if. Okay, so use quartz if you don't have any other options. Put it in your left hand, cover it with your right hand. Into this stone, we send all of the energies of the patterns, the experiences, the beliefs, the emotions that we are releasing tonight. Everything that stands in the way of your freedom, put it right there. The stuff your parents told you when you were young, the stuff your partner told you that was crappy, the stuff your friend told you that hurt your feelings, the stuff you tell yourself every day. You're your own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy. I don't need anybody to be critical of me. I do a really great job of that all by myself, especially at night. So let's just let it go. Let's just let it go. And with it, let's let go of the weight. Let's let go of the health problems. Let's let go of the thyroid issues, the digestive issues, the central nervous issues, the autoimmune issues. All that stuff is rooted in your bondage. You ready? Bye-bye. See ya. Bye, Felicia.
Peace out.
Peace out. In all seriousness, though, this is really, I mean, I'm not saying those things to underplay it. It's we're really ready to do this together. Okay, so that piece is ready to be released. And now, if you would like, you can choose another stone to represent all that you're calling in. Anything that, any of your tools that are resonating with you. The Botswana agate's really feeling like it's right for me for this. So it's all about peace and unity and self-love and appreciation and harmony and all of those. Woo. So what are you calling in? You ready? All the good stuff. So tonight, you don't want to create a vacuum for the universe because the universe fills it and you want to be a co-creator. Okay, so we've just released all kinds of stuff. Now we're going to intentionally call in everything that you do want to experience. What is that? And what do we want our planet to experience? We want to experience unity and unification. We want to experience oneness. We want to experience divine love. We want to experience prosperity and peace. We want to experience kindness from strangers. We want to experience compassion for all beings at all times, even those who are unkind to us. We want to be able to hold compassionate space for all beings at all times. So we receive these things tonight with so much gratitude. And I call in a specific blessing for every person who is watching right now, everyone in this room, everyone who's watching live online, everyone who will watch this later. Great Spirit, I ask that you send the most divine, sweeping blessings to every single person who is participating tonight. Bless them with health. Bless them with a home to live in that they love. Bless them with people and animals and a support system who will nourish and love them. Bless them with kind words. Bless them with synchronistic experiences. Bless them with prosperity and abundance and time to just enjoy their lives. Bless them with laughter. Bless them, bless them, bless them, bless them, bless them. And let the blessings just be an example to everyone around them to believe, believe, believe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aho.
Aho.
To all the good stuff that is coming to you now and is already on its way. We're ready. We are ready.
We are here. So ready.
And We especially ask for that tidal wave of blessing to come to those families and to those first responders who were in Florida this week. They need to believe in magic more than anyone right now. And so we ask, Great Spirit, that you show them who you are and how powerful you are and how you can move when you're called upon. We ask you to move in their lives tonight, sweeping blessings for all of them from the four corners, the four directions. Aho. So I'm going to blow out my candle. Oh, the wax is really pretty. It's kind of pink and sparkly in there.
Oh, yeah.
Is it pretty?
Yeah, it is.
It's just moments where I'm like, oh, look how pretty that is. Just watching the smoke. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for helping me hold the space for those who have suffered and who are suffering, not just there in Florida, but all around the world tonight. And one of the things we're talking about here as a team is reviving the weekly cosmic comfort meditation. It just feels right to return to that, just to create a space. How many of you maybe don't know what I'm talking about? We did a live free meditation every Wednesday afternoon. It was just half an hour, but it was just a really nice way in the middle of the week to just connect. And I kind of channeled a different meditation every week, and you didn't have to have any tools or anything. It was just like click and say yes and just breathe with me for 30 minutes. So I think we're going to revisit cosmic comfort, which is really good news because we need it. Got to keep raising the vibe for the planet. So I'm glad that you're excited about that too. Yay. Okay. So now the moon will soon transit out of Aquarius. And in fact, our new moon next month is in Pisces, which is really interesting. I'm going to close our circle really quickly before I tell you about that. But the reason I'm preparing you for that is that we are moving not just the sun, but the moon too, from Aquarius to Pisces. And that's a move from air to water. So right now we're thinking about things a lot. Do you know what I mean? Aquarius is all about thinking about change or thinking about freedom or thinking about. Next month it's going to be all feeling. All feeling. It's going to be watery. You're going to be emotional. I'm just preparing you. Sun in Pisces and moon in Pisces. Okay. So that's the lunar corridor that we're walking into now. The universe is going to ask you to get more deeply in touch with your feelings because you have to stop thinking now and you have to start feeling again. And so now that you've released all those old patterns, you're ready to cry a little. Maybe. I don't know how to cry. I don't have any water in my chart. So you have to teach me how to cry. I'm just kidding. My daughter teaches me how to cry. She's all water. Okay. Guardians of the North, we thank you for your presence this evening, for attending us. We release you from your service to the circle. Guardians of the West, we thank you for allowing us to release what no longer serves us to your hands. We release you from your service to the circle. Guardians of the Southern Gateway, it takes courage. It sure does to stand up and say, I'm all done with all that. But let me tell you something right now. If you really do this work tonight and you have an autoimmune disease, you have just given yourself the biggest gift. You have an autoimmune disease because some part of you still doesn't really believe you're worthy of love. So your body's fighting you. As soon as you really say, I am worthy of love, and I'm going to release all those old beliefs about not being worthy, your whole body will stop fighting itself. Guardians of the Southern Gateway, give my brothers and sisters and I courage to finally say, I am worthy of love, and I'm not listening to that story anymore. Guardians of the Eastern Gateway, we walk through this new doorway to this new beginning with gratitude. We release you from your service to the circle and all of the guardians this evening. Thank you for your attendance. Seriously, fibro, MS, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, you name it. All the autoimmunes, we've never loved ourselves less than we do right now. and our bodies are registering it. So if you're ready to really love yourself and stop hearing those old records playing in your head about why you're not worthy of love, then your body is going to respond by not fighting itself anymore. And if you want to know more about that, I'm actually writing an article right now about the spiritual origins of autoimmune disease and how to cure it without medication. So if you're interested in that, I will post the article as soon as I'm done writing it.
Please.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. Okay. So next month, your tools are in the shop if you want them. For Pisces, it's all about imagination. God bless the Pisces, I have to tell you. If you have, by the way, the other reason you would want these tools is if your moon is in this sign. If your moon Aquarius, tonight's tools are yours. If your moon Pisces, which my sweet hubby is, quite a few of our staff here actually are moon Pisces, the next month's tools, March tools, are for you. And you can burn them anytime you want to get deeper in touch with your own moon sign too, which is another way of working with the tools. Yes, Hashimoto, celiac disease, on and on and on and on and on. I'm telling you, we're on to something. And I think that the future of healing autoimmune disease is not a physical pharma cure. I think it's an emotional, spiritual cure. I really do. I think we're on to something here. So let's make it happen, shall we?
Oh.
I'm ready for that. Can you imagine if we could all cure autoimmune disease without medication?
Oh.
I'm just saying, I think there's a little bit of a door that's open when I want to walk into it and see what's there. I think you do too. Okay, you guys. So I will see you soon. Thank you for being here. I wish you so many blessings. I would not necessarily take your stones out and place them out because we are under eclipse conditions. So I would not charge anything tonight, but I would recommend burying your stone tomorrow. And please try to bury it before noon, before the moon begins to wax. All right, everyone. Thank you for being here. So much love. Thank you for holding the space for Florida tonight, too. I see you. And I will look very forward to seeing the rest of you very soon. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you were here. I don't know how to shut that off, so I will leave that in your hands, Juliana. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, you guys, if you can still see me. Are we live now? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so I actually have to run because I don't have childcare tonight. So my sweet parents are watching my children, but it becomes very much too much for them very quickly. So somewhere I can hear my mom saying, "Are you almost done?" But I want to say thank you to you for being here truly. Tonight, I wasn't overstating it. I truly think if you can, I want you to come home tonight and continue this work. If you can really release tonight, I actually think tonight can change your life. But you have to commit and say, afternoon tomorrow, 12 p.m. tomorrow, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not replaying what my parents said when I was little. I'm not replaying that old story about my relationship. I'm not. And every time it comes up, just say, I commit. I'm not doing it. I've released that already. I'm